Want to start off by giving our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kadesh, double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, and tell me it's true. Alright, this is 2 Peter chapter 2, verses 6 through 7. And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ash, condemning them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that afterward should live ungodly and deliberate, just like vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. Alright, so Lot didn't like none of this sick, disgusting stuff he was seeing going on. And that's how the man of the Lord is feeling right now. And you see what we looking at now, it is a abomination. Alright, I'm gonna just call it what it is. It's an abomination. And America is cool with it because of, this is Revelations, the 11th chapter, 8th verse. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of that great city, which is spiritually is called Sodom, in Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. Alright, and how did they crucify the Lord? They took his image and turned him into Edomite, a white man. Put him up on that. Wow, that was how they crucified the Lord. And spiritually Sodom, because of the alphabet community and embracing all that lifestyle. In Egypt, because they took us and brought us over here, and we're still stuck here abandoning them. Alright, so we're still in bondage. So that is why it's spiritually Sodom in Egypt. Alright, and going back to 2 Peter, I'm going to start at the 4th verse this time. 2 Peter, 2nd chapter, 4th verse. For if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment. Alright, so the Lord spared not his own people, alright? Not the angels that sinned, and sent them down to dungeons in the chains. And we know from the book of Jude, let me go ahead and just get it, these bodies are our chains. Alright. Alright, this is Jude, the 6th verse. And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he had reserved in everlasting chains under darkness until the judgment of the great day. Alright, and we know Israel was them angels that was cast down in judgment, and the everlasting change is these bodies. The 7th verse of Jude. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange fish, and set forth for an example of suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. So this is why America is set to burn in the Bible. Why the Lord is going to completely destroy Babylon the Great. Alright? Because of filthiness like this. So you got two men lying with each other, and then you got the man's mother having a baby. Sound like some Nimrod Cimarronus or Tammuz Cimarronus stuff, where Tammuz made his mother's wife. I mean, all this is sickening behavior, right? Alright, this is Leviticus the 18th chapter, 7th verse. The nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother should thou not uncover. She is thy mother, and thou should not uncover her nakedness. So pretty much, you ain't supposed to sleep with your mother. All right, now I'm dropping the 18th chapter. I'm dropping down to the 22nd verse. Thou should not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination. And this mess right here, this is an abomination unto to the Lord. All right, you ain't supposed to do no mess like what we see going on in this. All right, and it's really really sickening. All right, this is Leviticus, the 20th chapter, 13th verse. And if a man also lie with mankind as he lied with woman, both of them have committed an abomination, and they should surely be put to death. Their blood should be upon them. So this is considered an abomination, and they are supposed to be put to death. Alright? Because you don't do these things. Alright? Alright? Now, let me go and get these angels that fell. And we get the first account of this back in Genesis, the 6th chapter. Alright, Genesis, the 6th chapter, and I'm going to start at the top. And it come to pass that when man began to multiply on the face of the earth, and the daughters were born unto them, that the sons of power saw that the daughters of man, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. So this is letting you know that the sons of power, Israel, started taking heathen wives. And the Lord said, my spirit should not always strive with man, for that he also is fresh. Yet this day should be 120 years. Alright? There were giants in the earth, and that just means great men that were doing great things in those days. And also after that, when the sons of power came in unto the daughters of men, they bare children to them. The same became mighty men, which were old and men of renown. Alright? And power saw that the wickedness of man. Alright, so when we mixed with these heathen nations, we started learning these heathen customs. So that made man wicked. The wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continuously. The only thing they drilled on was evil. And he repented the Lord that he made man on the earth, and he grieved him at his heart. And he said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, any creepy things, any fowls of the earth, for it repented me that I made them. So this was the Lord destroying everything, because he was mad at what they was doing. And they was doing stuff like this, Sodom and Gomorrah. Two men lying together. So the Lord destroyed everything with the flood. Alright? And just like now, people are in their spirit that the Lord ain't gonna do nothing. But the Lord is getting fed up with this kind of stuff. He's getting fed up with this behavior. Right? He's getting fed up with this behavior. Alright, just making sure I was still recording. Alright, this is Luke, the 26th verse, 17th chapter, starting at the 26th verse. And as it was in the days of Noah, so should it also be in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. Likewise, also it was in the days of Lot. They did eat, they did drink, they bought, they sold, they planted, they built. But the same day Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Even thus said should it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. In that day, which it should be upon, alright, that was what I was trying to get at. You know, people was acting like it was going to come, and it came anyway. And the Lord is letting us know it's going to be that same way when He returns, alright? And because you see all this wickedness that's going on, from shooting people up with the go-go juice to what the alphabet people doing, the racism, you know, the pretty much all this wickedness that they doing is just adding up, right, in this country. And they just keep adding more sin on top of sin, on top of sin, on top of sin, right? And it just keep getting worse and worse. Alright, this is Malachi, the 4th chapter, 1st verse. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, and ye, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And that day that comes shall burn them up, said the Lord of hosts, that it should leave them neither root nor branch. Alright, so the day coming where the Lord is going to destroy all these people that's doing all this wickedness. Alright, so that just lets you know eventually everything was going to go back to being the way it was supposed to be from the get-go. Alright, because the Lord is not forgiving. He's not forgetting about what's going on. He sees everything that's going on, and there's going to be a punishment. Alright, this is Isaiah, the 47th chapter, 10th verse. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none sees me. And see, that's what they think, that the Lord don't see all this evil that they doing, but the Lord see it. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it has been perverted thee, and thou said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. Alright, so they think they can just keep doing all this evil and everything's going to be okay. Therefore should evil come upon thee, and thou should not know where from whence it rises. And mischief shall fall upon thee, thou should not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou should not know. So pretty much the Lord letting us know that everything was going to happen at once to Babylon. Alright, then dropping up to the 3rd verse. Thy nakedness should be uncovered, yea, thy shame should be seen. I would take vengeance, and I would not meet thee as a man. So this is the Lord letting you know He is not going to meet him as a man. He coming back as a God with all that angelic power this time. You know, He ain't coming back to be crucified. He coming back to judge the next time the Lord come back. As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is His name, and the Holy One of Israel. Alright, so that lets you know the Lord is coming back to save His people. He's coming back for Israel. Alright, and all this mess like this, alright, a mother carrying a baby for 2 gay sons, it got to go. It don't make no sense. Alright, this is Revelations, the 18th chapter, the 21st verse. Alright, And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea. Thus with violence should that great city Babylon be thrown down, and should be found no more at all. So it's letting you know that America is going to be thrown down with violence in that thermonuclear fire war. And this is why. Because of stuff like this. The alphabet community is out of control. You go in the store, there's somebody behind the counter, you don't know how to address them, so they are not offended. That is sickening. It tells us in the scriptures, when a man and a woman wear each other garments, it is abominations unto the Lord. All this evil and all this wickedness that America promotes and tells you is okay is coming to an end. And just like it said in Revelations, the 18th chapter, 21st verse, thus with violence should that great city Babylon be thrown down, and should be found no more at all. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.